Good morning, everybody. Broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. And let me tell you about it. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. Once again, we're going live this Saturday right here from my luxurious 50 bedroom, 85 bathroom mansion in Mexico, where everything is fabulous. And happy to see everybody here this morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day, which is tomorrow, and Monday is a national holiday in Mexico. It is Benito Juarez's it's his holiday. He was the 26th president of Mexico, which is kind of hard to believe. And he was the first indigenous Mexico president. We got people in the house. The buck stops here, was here early telling jokes this morning, reminded me that tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. We got Dwayne Bearfield in the house. Miss Sam is in the house, and David is in the house. Dude, you've got the same rubber face as Jim Carrey has. Maybe you missed your calling. Love your content. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. Yeah, and yeah, I got a haircut. Nice haircut. I'm a retired barber and always notice a fresh cut. Thank you very much. Kevin is in the house. I haven't been here in many months. Glad to be back. And Kevin, great to have you back in the house. Good morning, GLD and that's JLD and GHB. I'm thinking about moving to Phuket, Thailand. Oh, from Phuket, Thailand to Cancun. What do you think about that? Well, that's and let me say this right off the bat. If you're new here, let us know where you are, who you are, why you're here. We're here to answer. We have people that show up every weekend, and they've been showing up for 3 years, and they watch the videos. They leave comments and questions. But if you're new here, ask all the questions you want. Say whatever you want. We're here to help you. I don't know everything about Mexico. I've been living here for almost 20 years now. But to say what's on your mind, ask your questions, and click the subscribe button. We're like 16 subscribers away from 11,000. Help us get to 11,000 subscribers. I think right now we only need like 16 more. But GHB, I've heard that Thailand is fabulous. The weather, I've been to Cancun. Cancun is a little touristy for me. I mean, Cancun's cool. It's right on the ocean. The ocean in Cancun, and the beaches are like white. You can walk about 300 yards out into the ocean, and it'll only come up to your waist, which is fabulous. It's going to be a little pricey for Mexico, but that's still cheaper than the United States. Cancun is cool, but it's a little too touristy for me. But if you're in Thailand, you're used to heat and humidity, and you're going to get lots of that in Cancun. But I don't know what Thailand is like, but Cancun would be a nice spot. Hola from the Buzzard, Verlaine in La Paz, Mexico. Good morning to you. Buck stops here. Ooh, let me add, Cancun is way more expensive than Thailand. I just got back from Cancun, and it was more expensive than here in Colorado Springs. Yeah, Cancun is pricey. It's not even on my radar. I'm not even going to do a video about Cancun. Move to Morelia. Move to Guanajuato. Go somewhere very inexpensive and more Mexican with no tourist. Kevin, I'm in Mazatlan for 3 weeks. Couldn't swing 5 weeks like I did last year. Welcome and have a good time. David, my question, how's your Spanish? Can you rap with the locals like a local? Yeah, my Spanish, my Spanish actually is, I'm going to say my Spanish is pretty good. When you get to technical stuff, like I just took my old computer into the shop to have it redone. And when they start talking techie like hard drive, electronic circuits, and all that kind of stuff, my Spanish is real shaky. If I have to talk to an attorney about something, and they start talking technical legal stuff, my Spanish or medical terms, my Spanish is shaky. But for day-to-day conversation, my Spanish is pretty damn good. And can I sing with the locals? Of course. Just put on the music, give me a microphone, and I'm ready to go. I'm Bill the Geek. You hear what I'm talking about? I'm Bill the Geek. I do it all. I do it. Hear what I'm saying? I'm down here in Mexico with Mexican people, rapping in Spanish, dancing, doing the Mexican stuff. Bring it on. Bring it on. Coco Mango, hola, hola. All right on. And once again, she thinks so she speaks is in the house. Good morning to you. A sunny day here in Charlotte. Good for you. It's always wonderful to be in a great place with sunshine. Here it's a little overcast today. I'm broadcasting here in where I am. It is 8:07 in the morning because you knuckleheads went through daylight savings time. I used to get up and get out of bed on Saturdays at 6 o'clock in the morning. But now, because you creeps changed your daylight savings time, I'm up at like 5 o'clock in the morning so I can broadcast at 8 a.m. But when I got up at 8 a.m., when I got up at 5 a.m., it was 57 degrees here, which is a little chilly for Mazatlan. It'll go up to 80 degrees today. No humidity. It's a little cloudy, but it's still a great day. Right on. If you like super touristy and hot, then Cancun is for you. I was in Cancun with a friend, and we went out and tried to play some tennis like at 11 o'clock in the morning. Woo! It was hot, 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 hot. Good morning, Char. I hope I said that correctly. Katrina the Maker. Good morning, Verlaine. Have you been to El Tuito, south of Puerto Vallarta? I don't know, Verlaine. I probably have. And I'm going to say that Puerto Vallarta, you got, I liked it. I was there for 10 years. And the good thing about Puerto Vallarta is they have all of these smaller towns that are within 20 miles of Puerto Vallarta, like San Pancho, Sayulita. Those are, I think, a little north, like 13 miles north of Puerto Vallarta. South, about 15, 20 miles. I think that's probably where El Tuito is. The good thing I think about El Tuito, south of PV, is you're close enough to PV where they've got all the stuff that you want, like Costco, Walmart, if you're into that. GHB, how about the safety in Cancun in areas that aren't necessarily flagged by the U.S. government as do not go? Well, first of all, the U.S. government should, first of all, tag the U.S. as a place not to go, because that's the most dangerous place in the world. But anywhere, and then there have been reports over the last few years about tourists getting, killed and kidnapped in Cancun. But Cancun should be okay. But just stay away from drugs. Don't go out looking. If somebody's trying to sell you some marijuana, okay, you can buy some marijuana. But once you start getting into stuff that is not marijuana, like cocaine or anything above, anything above the marijuana level. Don't go looking for that. Don't talk about it. Don't ask anybody about it. Because that's when you're going to get in trouble. So I don't think you have a problem legally in Cancun. Buenos dias, Axel Foley. Happy to have you in the house. Dwayne, sometime here in Elk Grove, California. Same time. Yeah, we're in the same time zone. Sun shining both sides of the street. Good for you. And look who is here. Mary Jane is in the house. David. And also David, people comment on my videos, and David provides very in-depth answers when people ask me questions. You have to imagine, I get tons. I mean, I get thousands of comments a week. And sometimes David chimes in and he gives people like serious answers. It's like, well, I made a video that I'm not going to write 3 or 4 paragraphs. David will write a 3 or 4 paragraph answer to many people's questions. You're right. It's so damn hot in Cancun. Puerto Barres, Isla Mujeres. I thought I was going to pass out. It's hot. Cancun is hot. I don't want hot. Cancun is too hot for me. And Katrina the Maker, thank you for contributing to the Geek Bill Dallas Lewis Taco Fund. That's how we roll. That's how we survive. That's how we pay our rent and pay our utilities, buy tacos, tequila, and Modelo Especial. Yes, I'll be headed to the store to get some of that soon. Brian Maiden, look who else is in the house. Brian Maiden, good morning. All in the house. Brian, pretty boy Maiden, always great. Always wonderful to see you in the house from Canada. I met more Canadians in Mazatlan than I ever have in my entire life. Canadians are really wonderful people. It's amazing. Kevin, get some sprinkles at Playa Norte Thursday afternoon. Got some. I couldn't believe it. My first time experiencing rain. Oh, rain in Mexico. Rain in Mexico is cool. And it's so wonderful. I remember when I lived in Puerto Vallarta, and it doesn't rain all the time. I think when I first got there, it seemed like it would rain almost every day, but it would just rain from like 3 in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon. And it'd be rocking and rolling, huge thunderstorms. But when it rained, it was really fabulous because all the little kids on the block, I lived in a Mexican neighborhood, all the little kids on the block would come outside and start playing in the puddles. It was like rain was entertainment. It was like the swimming pool had been delivered. The children just loved getting out in the rain and having a good time. Don Cole, where are you at? Oh, you're in Florida. What are you doing in Florida? You're always traveling all over the world. I've got a really long list. I've got a really long list of stuff to cover today, and happy to have you all here. If you're new, ask any questions. If you want to, click that subscribe button, click that like button, and ask any questions. Let's see now. And we got Dwayne. Thank you for the laundry fund. I'm headed right to the laundry as soon as we get off here. I've got my money in my bag, get my suitcase. I roll my suitcase to the laundry shop to see Alejandra. And then I go buy food and beverages and put all that in the suitcase and roll it right on back. But thank you, Dwayne, for contributing to the laundry fund. Axel Foley, how long does it take to get the senior citizen discount card from the government? Very good. Now, I put up a video. I put up a couple of videos this week, and I've been doing some serious production lately. I've got my video for tomorrow. It's all up. It's all ready. I call it in the can. It's all ready to go. All I have to do is click publish. I'm putting up a Tuesday video, which is kind of rare. I've got my Thursday video all planned out, and I'm pretty sure I got a Sunday video all ready to go. But if you go to buildgeek.org, and I think it's one of the drop-down menus, it'll say senior citizen discount card. I did a video on that. But when I got mine, I was in Chapala. And Chapala is right next to Ahiheek, right on Lake Chapala. But I went in one day, gave them my paperwork, and I picked up my senior citizen discount card the next day. There's a lady here in Mazatlan. I think she's from Texas. Her name is Kathy, but she takes people around here in Mazatlan, and she goes somewhere where you go in, you give them your paperwork, and they give you your card the same day. So I'm going to say most places you go in and you might have to wait a day. In some places, you might have to wait a week. In some places, you can get it the same day while you're there. So it's not a timely process at all. We have 40 people in the house, and 17 people have clicked the like button. I don't know if people are clicking that subscribe button to help us to get to 11,000 subscribers. But this keep on going to Panama. A lot of people speak very highly of Panama as a possible place to move to. And look who's here. Cody is in the house. Cody, great to see you. How much do they charge for your laundry, Bill? Well, this is I'm gonna call this trip a light trip. And I go every week. I don't need to go every week, but I just invested in new underwear and new socks. So I've got like 16 pair of Fruit of the Loom underwear, 16 pair. And I go through about 2 pairs a day because I walk in the morning, so I'm all sweaty, throw that out, get a clean pair, and my socks are all sweaty, throw those out, get a clean pair, so there's, that's 2 pair of underwear and socks a day. So I took on a week's worth of socks, underwear, some washcloths, maybe a towel or 2. Oh, and t-shirts. I wear 1 or 2 t-shirts every day. So I'm probably going to pick up about 10 t-shirts, about 10 pairs of underwear, 10 pairs of socks. And Alejandra is going to charge me, I bet, 120 pesos for that. And that's about $6. $6. Yeah, I could do my laundry here, but then you have to go to the little machine, wait an hour. Is it clean? Got to put in your bleach for the socks. Then you got to put it in the dryer. Then you have like 400 people living in this building. When are you going to get a machine? Go through all of that. But I just go to Alejandra, give her $6, and I'm done. I'm done with it. It's one of the joys of living in Mexico. And is this somebody new? Nikki, I don't remember ever seeing your name on the list of comments. Welcome. Ask any questions, leave any comments like you're doing right now. Let's see what Nikki has to say. Buenos dias. Bill, love your show. So dancing is my hobby. Right on, girl. Have you ever gone Latin salsa dancing in any of the places you have lived in Mexico? And if so, where would you recommend I check it out? Well, that, oh, wow. That was, in Puerto Vallarta, they have the Malecon on Puerto Vallarta. Of course, I'm sure you know what a Malecon is. Usually that is in the United States, you might call it a boardwalk. But on the Malecon, at the end, at the north end where the Malecon stops, there's a McDonald's. And there's a bar. It's like, I'm going to say two or three businesses away from McDonald's, and it's kind of like a Cuban bar, and they have salsa in there all the time. It's Puerto Vallarta, but they have salsa and Latin dancing all the time. Then I was married to a Mexicana, a Mexican woman, for 8 years, and her family, they'd have these big parties every Sunday, and that was just fun. Those people could dance; they would be jamming. So hook up with a Mexican family. That's your because they be jamming every Sunday all day, listening to great music. But I don't go out to bars much. I'm sorry. Where would you recommend? It's all over Mexico. All over Mexico. You just have to get here and show up and go to Facebook groups. You can go to gringo Facebook groups, but most gringos can't dance anyway. So you want to go to Mexican Facebook groups and ask them city by city. Kevin, Bill, you made a quick video recently on saving time by making purchases with correct change. However, you didn't mention where you go to get large Mexican bills broken to smaller bills. Thoughts? Okay, so here's what you do about that. Okay, here's what I do. So Alejandra, I'm gonna take her my laundry. I know she's gonna want like 120 pesos. Okay, I got my money all ready to go, and so, but I know I could give her 500 pesos, which is $25, and she would most likely have the change, but I know that's going to put a hurt on her change situation. So I'm just going to either give her 200 pesos or I'm going to give her 220 pesos, knowing that she's going to have 100 pesos to give me back. I kind of think ahead. I think about who's going to get what money and how I'm going to need change in the future. Okay, so I'm going to leave Alejandra, and then I'm going to go to OXXO, which is like 7-Eleven for those of you that don't know. And then I'm going to get some I'm going to get some beer, some milk, and some water. And that's going to cost me about like 250 pesos. So I'm going to give them 500 pesos. Even though I have the change, I know that I'm going to want change in the future. So there, I'm just going to give them 500 pesos, knowing that they're going to give me 250 pesos back. And that's going to be a couple of $100 bills, a couple of 100 peso bills. So when you go shopping in the street, whenever you can, dish out a 500 peso bill. That's a lot of money. Even though it's only $25, that's a lot of money in Mexico. So I'll dish that out, and then I'm planning my cheaper purchase. So I'm always planning my change situation. If you go to the bank to get change, going to the bank in Mexico is a pain in the butt. Mexican banks treat their customers really bad. They make them stand in line a long time. You got to wait, so you got to wait like an hour to go get change for 500 pesos. If you have a lot of coins, they want you to separate the coins and put them in plastic bags, and you only put so many in a bag. It's just like, I'm hoping one day that in Mexico, they have those machines like they do in the United States. I remember I used to go when I had a bunch of change. You could have a bunch of quarters and nickels and dimes in a jar, just throw them on one machine at the grocery store. They give you cash back. I can't wait until they do that in Mexico. Miss Sam, Miss Sam is moving to the place that I'll be living in soon. I live in Morelia. I get all my laundry done for 67 pesos. That's about $3.50. And since now we're getting geographic, let's see what's going on here. Let's see how some people have no clue where Morelia is. So let's help some people out. Let's help some people out. That's why we have this handy dandy map right here. Let's see if we can get it to work. There it is. There's the map right there. And there is Mazatlan in the middle of the map. And I am going to zoom out. Mazatlan is going to get small. And now we can see. Let's move in over here. Let's zoom in now. And we can see Puerto Vallarta on the west coast. We can see Guadalajara over there. Down here is Lake Chapala, the largest lake in Mexico, and that's where Chapala Ajijic is located, right there. And Morelia right here, that's where I'm going to be living, is I'm going to say almost right in the middle of Mexico, kind of, sort of. I've been to Guanajuato. If you visit Mexico, you've got to visit Guanajuato. I've been to León, did a video on that. And that's the leather capital of Mexico. And then you can see, I would say about a 2 or 3 hour bus ride from Morelia. All of a sudden, you're smack dab in Mexico City. So this is where Morelia is. That's where Miss Sam lives. And that is going to be my future home in about 3 months. And I can't wait to get there. Okay, let's see what's going on now. I got to make some adjustments here. There we go. Okay, now the buck stops here. My next vacation will be to San Jose de Cabo later this year. Any tips or suggestions? Anybody had been there or living there? I love the beach, food, and alcoholic beverages, but I don't like crowds. Buck stops here. Where is that? Is that on the peninsula? Where's that? Is that on the west coast, on the east coast? Tell us where it is so we can look at it on the map. David, okay, Bill. One more question, please. No, you can ask all of the questions you want. What's a typical day in your look like? Okay. Once the tourist mindset wore off, just a typical day. Okay. Let me say this. I'm a creator. I've always been creative. I wrote and illustrated children's books for 15 years. Then I studied advanced computer graphics for about 5 years. And then I taught advanced computer graphics for about 10 years when I was living in Puerto Vallarta. That was good money doing that. Then I wrote romance books for Amazon. For about 3 years. Now I make these videos. So I stay busy. I've been communicating with this guy named Charles, who's moving. There's a black guy named Charles, who's an artist who lives in Springfield, Ohio. That's about 30 miles from my hometown, Columbus. And he's planning his move down here. And he has a friend that's 91 years old, who's an artist. And this artist said, Charles, paint every day. That's how you live longer. And so for me, I create videos. That's what I do. I have a cousin living in Ajijic. I've talked about her many times. She paints every day. She's a tennis freak. So she'll be painting. She's got a tennis match in the background. I know she likes college basketball. She'll have that on in the background. But for me, I need to have something to do. I talked to a lady yesterday. Her name is, what is her name? Oh, Daisy. I talked to this lady first time last night. She called me up. She works online. And I asked her, and she's coming to visit Mazatlan. She'll be here on the 27th of April, spend a week, check it out, see what it's like. I said, well, what? And she wants to move here. I said, well, once you move here, what are you going to do day to day? She says, well, I work online. And I said, perfect. You have something to do. So day to day, okay. Day to day, my most important part of the day, Monday through Friday, I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I check my various web stats. I see what's going on with my YouTube stats, with my Amazon romance book stats, I check my Google Analytics stats. And then I read some spiritual stuff for a half an hour. And then I walk 4 miles and apply the spiritual stuff that I read that morning and clear my head all out. And then I come back and meditate for 30 minutes. And after I do that part of the day, then it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm totally cleansed. I'm totally good to go. Then I'll read some news, see if any, I'll check the news just to see if anybody has blown up the world yet. Has the nuclear bomb gone off yet? I might watch a couple of news videos, and then I'll get into some production. I might go out on the roof and shoot some video, come down, edit the video, work on the search engine optimization, write the description, and playing future videos for it. And that's what I'll do now. And then usually around 9 o'clock or something like that. Usually around 9:30. Usually around 9:30, I'll walk to the local stores, get some fresh fruits and vegetables, and that kind of stuff. And then what? Okay, and then I'll do some more video stuff. Usually by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm pretty much through with production. So then I'll watch some more news. I'm really into the Midas touch. They have these 3 attorneys that are excellent, really analyzing the crap out of all Donald Trump's lawsuits and all that kind of stuff in the elections 2024. So I'll probably do an hour of that. Now, lately, after I do that, then I might watch an NFL football game on YouTube. And now the NFL football season is over. So I find the best of the NFL. I like John Madden and Pat Summerall, these games from like 1985, 1988. Watch some of that. That gets me through till about 7:30. Then I'll read some spiritual stuff before I go to bed. And then, that's about it. I'm usually in bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night because I'm going to get up at 5:30. So that's a typical day for me. I like to create. Tomorrow is kind of sort of a day off, but I think I'll be creating. I can't do nothing, and watching television is a real insult to my intelligence. I can watch a football game because I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, but I got to create. So, and I tell people, come down here and create something, write a book, do something. Okay, so that's what I do day to day. Miss Sam, they wash and fold them very nicely, your laundry. My laundry smells clean and fresh. I tipped them 10 pesos and they were very appreciative I love Mexican people. Yeah, now that's the other good thing. Oh, I don't want to do my laundry because, like, what she's saying is so true. Alejandra, she's going to fold my socks perfectly. She's going to fold my underwear perfectly. It's like I just bought it. Okay. My t-shirts perfectly folded. Any towels or everything's perfectly folded, and then she wraps that in plastic shrink wrap. You know, I mean, for me, I'm paying $6. Miss Sam's paying like $3.50. You can't beat that. That's funny. I think La Bodeguita del Medio in PV has dancing. Yeah, they have dancing all over the place and live music. David, okay, Bill, what's a typical day in your life like down there? Did I miss somebody's comments? Da 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 da. Kevin, let's see what Kevin's talking about. Great idea, Bill. Oxos are swimming in cash and they're everywhere. I just wasn't sure what their attitude would be if I tried giving them large bills. Okay, now OXO, and for those of you that don't know, OXO is like 7-Eleven. They're everywhere, just like Kevin said. And so I keep all of my bills kind of in a roll in a special little wallet that I have. That's really not a wallet. It's real teeny tiny. And so I've got my 20s and my 50s and my hundreds and my 200s and my 500 in there. So I don't ever let them see that I have the change. Like, I don't let them see the money roll, because they might say, oh no, give me that 20 and the 100. Okay, that would help them out. But no, I don't let them see the money that I have. And then I always have change in my bag, like coin change. So I hide my money and I pull out the 500 so they don't know that I have a 20, a 50, or 100. Okay, but most of the time, OXO can give you change. Ray Garcia is in the house. Went to, let's see which camera we're working with here. Went to Chapala and drove through the small towns. I think it's highly overrated. Not impressed with Zacatecas either. Very good, Ray. Okay, good for you. It's overrated. Sure. I like San Luis Potosi and going to Agua Calientes. Oh, I like San Luis Potosi and going to Aguas Caliente tomorrow. Yeah, I lived in San Luis Potosi for 9 weeks. And whatever. I want to visit Aguas Caliente for sure. And yeah, I suggest everybody just look around, see what you like. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, everybody likes something different. I can live pretty much anywhere because I have things to do. Okay. And for me, all of Mexico has been fantastic. I mean, but I have things to do. So you know, and all the architecture and the food and just walking around, the culture, people were so friendly. And for what it's worth, I'm putting up a video tomorrow about how to meet people, how to meet Mexican people in Mexico. That'll go up tomorrow at 10 a.m. But everybody is different. I remember I was living in where was I? Oh, I was living in Puerto Vallarta, and I was loving it. I loved Puerto Vallarta. And I met this lady from Los Angeles. And when I would see people who were apparently American, they looked like they're kind of lost. What I used to do is I'd say, hey, you know, I'm Bill. I live here. Can I help you, you know, find things to do or something like that? I used to do this. I don't do this anymore. So I was talking to this lady from LA. Now, At the time, I was so in love with Puerto Vallarta. I thought it was so fabulous. And she was dressed really nice with her gold jewelry on, her nice dress and her Rolex watch and all of that from LA. And I said, well, how do you like it? And she just looked at me and she said, it's dirty. And I didn't know what to say. What? It's dirty? I was ready to slap her. I was ready to slap her. I should have slapped her. Bam! It's dirty. That's all you got to say. You come down here, you're going to talk about my city like that. So everybody's different. Everybody likes different places and things. Felicia, welcome, Felicia. I don't remember seeing you in our group here on a Saturday. We've been doing this for 3 years, and please click that subscribe button. We get together every Saturday. Let's see what you're thinking about. I'm looking at Guadalajara. I'm a New Yorker. Do you think Guadalajara will keep me occupied? Friends say Mexico is dangerous, but I say the U.S. and hoods and New York City are more dangerous. Thoughts? Very excellent questions, and I have something very specific to say about crime here momentarily. I lived in Guadalajara for 5 years, and actually, let's look at the map here. I'm going to hide your comment, and let's look at the map here. And let's look at Guadalajara. Let me show you where I lived in Guadalajara. Here we go. So let's zoom in. Oh, yeah. Huh, that's funny. Ha, 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 ha. It's funny. Let me zoom out on Guadalajara. Zoom out again. Huh, that's funny. I lived in a suburb of Guadalajara, and it's called Zapopan. I think it would be up here. I'm surprised it doesn't show up on the map. Where is it? It's got to be like right up here. I think it's right up here on this edge of the map. Zapopan. But for me, Zapopan was cool. I was living with some woman. Zapopan. I lived a half a block from Oxo, a half a block from a place called Fresco, which is a very upscale shopping place. Grocery store, great place. There was a fish market, fresh fish market a block away, a butcher shop a block away. My dentist, I could walk there. He was a block and a half away. Guadalajara was cool. Then you have El Centro in Guadalajara. It's beautiful. Guadalajara is not it's not the place I would choose to live. It's huge. It's a big city, and traffic is terrible. If if I was going to El Centro, I would take Uber or Didi. I would never drive there. But there's a lot to do. Lots of food to eat. They have major concerts there with major musicians that go there. I think Steely Dan talks about Guadalajara in one of their albums. I mean, but it's just a little too big for me, too spread out. It's kind of like Los Angeles. It is not my first choice for a landing spot. And I've said this many times. I have a cousin who moved. I was living in Guadalajara. My cousin moved from Montana to Guadalajara, lived next door to me. She rented a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for $500 a month, lived next door to where I was living. And then I moved to Chapala, and she stayed in Guadalajara by herself. She's the artist, but she stayed there in Guadalajara by herself for about 2 years, but her Spanish wasn't that good. So she felt isolated. So she moved, and she tried joining groups and stuff like that. and she's cool. She's lived all over the world, but she felt isolated. So she moved to Ajijic, which is right on the northern. It's like 45 minutes from Guadalajara. It's 20 minutes from the Guadalajara International Airport. And she moved to Ajijic. She's been in Ajijic for about 3 or 4 years now. She loves Ajijic. She rents a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for $650 a month. She does her art, and there are a bunch of gringos in Ajijic. All kinds of food. You can ask people questions. She has a dog, this big, huge dog. She loves Ajijic, and she's very comfortable there because she can speak English to people. I think that Ajijic is a much better landing spot than Guadalajara. You can always visit Guadalajara from Ajijic. I wouldn't want to live in Ajijic because for me, it's just a little bit too small. When I moved to Morelia, their population is like 1 million people, and most of it, they don't have, Ajijic is filled with gringos. Morelia has hardly any. So if I was landing in Mexico for the first time, I would start out in Ajijic and rent somewhere for like 6 months and travel Mexico. Go to Morelia, go to Guanajuato, go to Mexico City, go to Puerto Vallarta, visit Guadalajara, but start out. Ajijic, I think, is going to be a bit more expensive than other places. Visit San Miguel Allende. Maybe that would be your place. But San Miguel Allende for non-Spanish speaking people that are visiting, thinking about moving or living in Mexico. That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what Axel Foley's talking about here. Let's see what's going on over here. Is American clothing expensive in Mexico? How does Mexico have their own designers designing Western clothing, i.e. jeans, dress shirts, suits, etc.? And are these clothes inexpensive? Axel Foley, that's a wonderful question. Thank you very much. In Mexico, people are very stylish, and they have all of the clothing in Mexico that they have in the United States. Now, this shirt that I have on, I had a tailor make this shirt, and it cost me like $500 US to have it made. But look at it. Look at it. Isn't it nice? Look at this. See how nice it is? Let me hide your comment. I had this specially made just for me for $500 US. Yeah, I'm lying. I bought this shirt at Walmart. This shirt cost me $15. I got 4 of them. I saw them at Walmart. $15. Okay, I can do that. Now, they have shopping centers in all over Mexico, and they're very nice. Most of them are called gallerias, and they've got all the stuff in there. So I've been to some in Guadalajara that they'll have the galleria with like 100 stores, Radio Shack, all the stuff. They got Sears. Sears is big in Mexico. They have this other store that's like Sears, but it's Mexican. It's called Liverpool. They've got all kinds of nice stuff. And I went to buy some new shirts at Liverpool, but they wanted like they wanted like $60 US for a nice shirt like this. No, I'm not paying $60 for a shirt. I lived in Mexico for too long. Jeans. I only wear jeans. That's the only kind of pants that I have. A pair of brand new jeans in Mexico's going to cost you about $60, $65. Jeans are expensive. But then when I really want to shop, I go to these places called Tianguis. And at Tianguis, it's like a swap meet, a yard sale, a bazaar. And they might be like 15 blocks long. Usually they show up once a week or something like that. And you can go there and find fabulous U.S. styled clothing, and all my hoodies, all my sweatpants, all that comes from Tianguis, because I'm only going to spend like $2 for a hoodie. I'm going to spend like $3 for a pair of sweatpants. I've seen Mexican women with Rolexes on pull up in Mercedes, and they got their expensive Ray-Ban sunglasses on. They pull up in their Mercedes, and many times at the Tianguis, the vendors put their clothing, like they'll say women's shirts. All these women's shirts are $3 each, but they'll be in a big pile, and it looks like a pile of garbage. And so you'll see the lady who just pulled up in the Mercedes going through these shirts in this big pile. It looks like garbage, and she'll be picking through there and see what she likes. She'll pull something out of there, maybe a couple of them out of there. And so the Mercedes chick with her Rolex and her Ray-Bans, she finds a couple of 3 shirts, and that's going to cost her like $9 for 3 shirts. So all of the styles are down here in Mexico, but you have to know where to go to buy your stuff. Also, there are many if you go to a Tianguis or to a big market, a big open market. They have a huge open market. I think it might be the largest one in Mexico, right next or in Tlaquepaque, which is adjoined to Guadalajara. I think that's the largest indoor market in like Mexico. But you go in there, and they will have people selling knockoff Levi's. I don't buy knockoff Levi's because they only last like a couple of days. Okay. Oh yeah. Never buy knockoff tennis shoes in Mexico anywhere, because they only last for about a week. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, for your shoes, buy all your shoes on Amazon. Buy your shoes on Amazon. And if you're really picky about stuff, buy all your clothing on Amazon. Just get it shipped in. And then we have Tanya Brooks in the house. Hola, Tanya. How are you doing? Welcome here today. So happy to see you here. I hope you're a regular. I don't remember your name. And if you're new here, ask any questions. Click that subscribe button. Let's see what's going on now. Lenora Wilson, welcome, everyone. Welcome, Lenora. Oh, hola, good morning from Texas. Paquita Ruiz, welcome to the group. Ask us any questions. Let us know what you want to know, and we'll try to answer anything that we can. Let's click some buttons. San Jose del Cabo is a resort city at the southern tip of Mexico's Baja California Peninsula. It's known for its sandy beaches and colonial buildings. Okay, San Jose del Cabo. Now, Verlaine is in the house. Last time I checked, and she lives in La Paz. So where you're talking about is, here we go. Yeah, San Jose de Cabo, right here. Right here at the bottom of the peninsula. And we can see Cabo San Lucas right there. And here's where Verlaine lives, up here in La Paz. And when I first encountered Verlaine, she's in the room now. I think we've done videos with Verlaine. And I started talking to her, I think it was in July. And she was just saying that La Paz, it was too hot to go outside. And I've heard that Cabo San Lucas is very expensive. San Jose de Cabo is that whole peninsula is kind of an expensive and hot place. And plus, it's a magnet, I would think, for hurricanes. And that's one of the reasons that I'm getting the heck out of Mazatlan. We went through 4 hurricanes last year. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, they had hurricanes. I'm done with hurricanes. I'm done. Terry Don Marshall in the house. Hola, Terry Don. We got to talk. We got stuff to talk about. And then Dave James contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. But I think I missed somebody in contributions here. I saw that Matt gave a contribution, but I don't. Oh, there he is. There he is. We'll keep on going. We'll keep on going. Dave James, thank you for contributing to the channel. Ms. Sam, people, you live just like you live in your home country. I hate the tourist mentality. Yeah, you live just like you live wherever you live. I have gone when I was in Puerto Vallarta. I went through this phase when I was a 2.5 men junkie. I was a 2.5 men junkie, and I could watch 2.5 men 4 times a day. They had episodes at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10:30. And then they had episodes at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and at 6:30. I never missed them. I think I was a junkie like that for about 4 months. I couldn't get enough 2.5 men. And then for a while in Puerto Vallarta, I was a college football junkie. I had 2 big screen televisions in my apartment. And during college football season, you can watch college football almost every day. I would have 2 games on, 1 college football game on each one. I mean, that's and then I'd be, doing my work and stuff, but I could peek at college football. I mean, however you live now, some people have just come out and said, well, if I move to Mexico, will I be able to see the NBA, my NBA and my NFL games? Well, sure. Yeah. They got super cable down here. You can get for $9 a month, you can get 30,000 channels. Canadians that live in my building, a lot of them sit by the pool. They like to read. They're reading books. They get together, have their discussions about books. So I think Ms. Sam hits that right on the head. Let's see what Richard Moore is talking about. Richard Matire. That's what I'm going to say. I hear electronics in Mexico are very expensive. How much of a difference in price are they talking about compared to buying in the U.S.? I think that all depends on what type of appliances you're looking for. I know that I only use Mac computers. I think those are a bit more expensive here than in the United States. But if you buy refrigerators, washer, dryers, televisions, I find those things to be extremely affordable. Not cheap, but very affordable. I bought major appliances down here, washer, dryers, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to say it's about the same or maybe less money. And then, and then you get into your minor stuff like microphones and stuff like that for your headsets, telephones. All of that is very competitive. And look who is here in the house, none other than that girl. Welcome that girl. I got a story to tell that this happened right in front of the apartment building where that girl used to live. I'm going to tell this story right now in a second. But first, buenos dias, amigo. I've been busy as always. My answer to the buck stop in Cabo is another excellent choice. Beautiful beaches over there. Check out the art district. Very good, but I bet it's hotter than hell in the summertime. You won't be able to go outside unless you got ice cubes in your hat. And let's say a special thank you to Matt. Thank you very much, Matt, once again contributing to the channel. Now, before I go, sincerely, Matt, thank you very much. This is what I do. This is how I pay my rent. This is how I buy food, get my Modelo Especial, pay my electricity, all that kind of stuff. Buy my fentanyl and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Now, before I go any further, I do want to tell a story, and I'm going to put up a video about this. I'm going to put up a video about this week. And I know you guys, I show this. Where is it? Where is it? But when I'm leaving here, my battery's going dead. When I leave here in the morning, this is what I see when I walk out of my door before I begin my 4-mile walk. And I've shown this before. And my goal, I'm talking about this for a big, important reason. But that's how I begin my day. And about 20 minutes after I leave the door, I walk over this canal. And every day there are these big fish jumping in and out of the canal. It's a beautiful, and my whole goal during this 1-hour walk is to have no thoughts go through my mind so I can just get my self together and get totally peaceful with myself. That is my whole goal there. And so the reason I'm bringing that up, the reason that I'm bringing that up is the reason. Okay, let's. The reason I'm bringing that up is, so I'm all chilled out. I'm at the end of my walk. I'm in front of that girl's apartment building, her old apartment building, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm a block away from the major street, but I'm a block in. There are no cars, no people. It's just me. I'm right in front of that girl's apartment. So all of a sudden, going the other way comes this speeding police car. And the speeding police car makes a U-turn. Right into the parking lot where that girl used to. And I'm standing in the parking lot. And the police car comes right at me. And I'm thinking, so I move out of the way so the police car doesn't hit me. So the police car pulls right up next to me. And the police car on my side of the car, he's smoking a cigarette in the car. And he looks at me and he says, "What are you doing?" in Spanish. Now, at this point, I've been walking and being peaceful for about an hour. I'm in nirvana. I'm so chilled out. And I've been pulled over 1,000 times for driving. If they pull you over when you're driving, you're thinking, are they going to take my car? Are they going to take my driver's license? How much money do they want? But I've been here for almost 20 years the police have never, ever pulled me over for walking. So I was all chilled out. And I just looked at him and I said, I'm walking. That's what I'm doing. I said it in Spanish, looked at it. I was so chilled out. And I'm thinking in my mind, what are you going to do about that? And his partner that was driving, he looked like he was on drugs. He was all hyped up. He looked like he was angry, that type of thing. And so the guy on my side of the car looked at the crazy cop, and he just said, let's go. And they disappeared. Okay, so they just left. It was still kind of disturbing because they looked disturbed. Okay, so a week later, an American friend who lives a few blocks from me, he's 33 years old, great guy, very chilled out. He works online here. He emails me this week, about 5 days ago, and he said he walked out of his apartment at 1:30 in the afternoon. He said he got 10 steps out of his apartment. A police car pulled up. They got out. Two policemen got out. They threw him up against the police car. They searched his pockets. They went through his wallet, asked him for ID, and he was very shaken up, and for no reason at all. But also that happened at like 1:30 in the afternoon. During the week, there was nobody around. So I think it's just a couple of rogue cops shaking down. Oh, and then he said he checked Facebook, and for Facebook expat groups in Mazatlan, and he said this has happened to Canadians, and they've taken money from the Canadians. So why am I bringing this up? Well, that girl, this happened right in the parking lot where I used to drop you off and we would go to Walmart. And this happened about a month ago. I'm going to put up a video about this on Thursday. Enough said. Next time you speak with your cousin in Ahiheek, ask her if she has been to Gossip's Chicken Kitchen Restaurant. Okay. Now she's a vegan, so if they have meat, I'm sure she has not been there. Let's see what's going on now. Okay. Brian Maiden, when I was in PV, I thought how clean this place was. Just guess you can't please anyone, and that is so true. You never know what will make somebody else happy. Thank you, Brian Maiden. That girl, muchas gracias. I will check it out. And I wanted to go there. I was thinking about going there, but I'm lowering expenses for a little while until I get to Morelia. Felicia, I speak Spanish. I need accessibility and action and walkability. That's why I choose Guadalajara, BC. I hear it's like a big city. As a New Yorker, I need big city. Well, Guadalajara is a big city, but LA is a big city. I've been to LA so many times. My second wife grew up in Palos Verdes. My sister lived in Manhattan for 10 years. I used to visit her all the time. I used to know New York City like the back of my hand. My sister lived at 96th and West End Avenue. And I used to walk down the main street from there into South Shore Seaport. Okay. But the difference between New York City, which you can just get on the subway and go about anywhere, and LA is so spread out. I mean, they don't have subways where you just get on a subway and you get there. That's not happening. And that's kind of the way Guadalajara is. Guadalajara, it's a big city, but it's kind of spread out. So they have stuff, but it's nothing like New York City. So maybe you want to check out Mexico City. That's a big city. They have 30 million people there. Check out, if you want big city, move to Mexico City. Try that. David, hola, Bill. Did you start early today? David, yes, the United States. That's funny. Okay. So David lives in Morelia with his wife, Maria. And we did not go through daylight savings time here. So, yeah, David, I started at 8 a.m. our time because the United States jumped ahead an hour. So I started at 8 a.m. So David thought that he's coming in now thinking, well, what's going on? I mean, this is like, you've been doing it for like an hour and 10 minutes, okay? That's funny. So, yeah. So David, for about 6 months, sorry, dude, we'll be starting at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. And Rudy Clemens in the house. Can't wait to get back home. I think he's in Arizona right now. He's getting his heart looked at. I communicated with your wife. When you get home, Rudy, she said you'll be home Tuesday. So I'm going to give you time to get settled with your wife. So I'm thinking not this week, but the week after that, I'm going to get together with you two and pick up my Miracle Whip. And I want to thank Mary Jane for contributing $10 to the channel. That's greatly appreciated. And it's on my list. I want to mention that Mary Jane, I said that way too quickly. I want to say thank you very much for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. That is greatly appreciated. This is how I pay my rent. Let me see here. Usually every week we have Jacqueline from South Africa here. And Jacqueline now lives in Guadalajara. She's here every week. If you're here, say something to us, Jacqueline. She's been here every week for about 6 months. She lives in Guadalajara now. I think she's been there 3 or 4 months. And we were communicating this week about her and I doing an interview. And she says, "Oh, Bill, you can't interview me now because I just had facial surgery. I got something removed, and so you can't put me on camera." So she was in the hospital. She had like some serious face surgery. I just wanted to let everyone know, but she's here every week. She's not here today. So I just wanted people to know that so that we could all wish Jacqueline the best. And look who's in the house. She's been dropping in. He's been dropping in here for 3 years. I'm going to say Matoimi. Good morning from L.A. Don't know if I understand your purpose in airing the video this week of the woman who left Mexico. I don't know if I understand your purpose. Oh, the woman who left Mexico. It was just very interesting how that whole story went down, but it just lets everybody know that they may move to Mexico and it just may not work out for them for whatever reason. And I put up that video just to share with people that, and okay, so here's the video that he's talking about. A woman and I made a video about it, put it up about 10 days ago, and I've told the story. I put the video up, but it was a woman who was very excited to move to Mexico. And I talked to her. I interviewed her. She wanted to move here so bad, so happy. And then she decided to make Guadalajara her landing spot. So she went to Guadalajara. She was in Guadalajara for 4 days. She hated it. And she asked me to take her interview with her down. And then she said, "I hated Mexico. Take the video down because I will never endorse Mexico." That's the first time that's happened to me in 3 years of making these videos. So it was a freaky deaky situation, and I thought it would make a good video. So I put that video up because it's my channel. Richard, wow, Radio Shack is still around. I haven't seen one of those since the 90s. Okay, Radio Shack, I think now rarely do you see Radio Shacks. You see them all the time here. They have something that is similar to Radio Shack in Mexico. It's called Starins. Starins. That's how you say it. Starins. They're everywhere in every mall. In every big mall, you will find a Starins. Sometimes you will find them standing alone. Starins. And they have all the Radio Shack stuff. Ms. Sam, people remember Mexico is Western as well. Furthermore, most of the clothes Americans wear are made and designed in other countries. That's funny. That's really funny, man. And it's so true. Yeah. In fact, I think a lot of the Western styles, the cowboy hat, the saddles, the plaid shirts, and Western dancing, Western line dancing. If you come down here, you're going to find out that most of all of that Western stuff got pirated by Mexico. People came down here, saw what was going on with the cowboy hats and the plaid shirts and the cowboy boots, and they pirated all that stuff, took it up to Texas and other places and put an American label on it. And people think all that style comes from Mexico. Not so. John L. Hi, Bill. Have you been to Huatuco in Oaxaca? No, I haven't, John L. But that's the reason I'm moving to central Mexico, so it'll be easy for me to explore those places. And I'm trying to raise revenue so that once I get to Morelia, I can make excursions to places like that. Verlaine, I'm still here. Yes, thank you, Verlaine. Yeah, yes, yeah. And Verlaine's looking to get off the peninsula. She lives in La Paz. She's thinking about getting out of there. It was just too hot last summer, and the peninsula is expensive. That girl, you're going to have a fabulous time. So true. Muchas gracias, Bill. I always appreciate your wisdom. I do what I can with what I got. Good morning, Crazy Boy Radio in the house. Looking forward to moving to Mexico this year. Come on down. Bill, at first, when hearing your story, I considered the proximity to the nearby resort and a possible tourist issue. But after hearing all the story, it definitely sounds odd, worth a video report. Yes, that girl, and that girl is talking about the story of the police pulling me over, and that girl lived in that apartment. I was in that girl's parking lot. It's a super nice apartment, and the houses on the other side of the street from where she was living, it's like a residential area. It's crazy residential, so laid back and peaceful. And the police pulled me over for walking, and that girl has to be as shocked as I was when this went down. I mean, that's just incredible, unbelievable for that neighborhood. That never, ever happens. But they didn't ask me for money, whatever. Axel Foley, for those coming to Mexico, if you have AT&T and have an unlimited plan, your cell phone will work as it does within the United States. Cool beans, Axel Foley. You do not have to purchase a plan or pay roaming charges. Axel Foley, I'm going to thank you gratefully because I made a video on how to use your phone in Mexico. I didn't know that. That is fabulous news for people that use AT&T. But still, watch my video about how to use your phone in Mexico. I wish I had known that before I made that video. Thank you very much. And that's why it's so great for us to get together like this so we can share information. We're all about sharing information. Virginia from Long Island, always great to see my social work buddy in the house. She's been joining us for 3 years. Thank you very much, Virginia, for joining us again. Let's see here. Here we go. Ms. Sam, I'm 60-year-old, third-generation Mexican-American here, wanting to go back to my roots. I married a Mexican national who has dual citizenship. We love the U.S., but it's getting so expensive. I tell you, I'm going to call you Ms. P because I'm having a problem trying to read your name, Ms. P. But I've lived in New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati. I've traveled throughout the United States. I have no desire to visit the United States whatsoever at all. Oh, and notice, you guys, I haven't said anything political in 2 or 3 weeks. People got on me. I started talking political. People getting all bent out of shape over that. So we have the membership. So I think I'm going to make my political stuff and make it members only. So but it's going to cost you like $2.50 a month to hear that. So you'll be able to see the video thumbnail that goes up. It'll say something like Bill the Geek Unleashed, talking about this, and that. But the good news is that I won't talk about it on Saturdays. You won't be able to see the videos. You'll have to be a member to see the videos. And I'll be cussing and talking politics, all the stuff that some people don't want to hear on Saturdays. Coming soon in a video to you. But anyway, Ms. P, I have no desire to go back to the United States. I love it down here. I'm hooked. I'm a junkie. I'm a Mexico junkie. I love it. I love it. And come on down. I hope you enjoy it also. Richard Moore, thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much for contributing to the channel. This is what I do for a living. You know, I got Social Security coming in, but I love doing this. I really do. And Brian Maiden, thank you, Brian. That girl's been coming in here forever. Axel Foley's been coming in here forever. Ms. Sam, others in the room have been coming in forever. And I appreciate your support. But Brian Maiden, Brian Pretty Boy Maiden's been coming for like 3 years, and we're family here. And I appreciate you contributing to the channel very, very much. Yeah, I got to say it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That girl, I haven't seen your video regarding the unhappy lady who left the country, but a great many viewers get a kick out of freaky deaky content. It definitely draws views. Go figure. Oh yeah, and this lady, she came down, and in the interview with her, oh no, that you got to watch that girl. You got to watch the video. I'd say it's 4 or 5 videos back. And some guy watched the video and his message for the video after seeing why I took why she left, he said freaky deaky. And in fact, she was contacting me on WhatsApp. After I took She wanted me to take the video down. I took the video down, and I had to block her on WhatsApp so she couldn't contact. She was sending me like 8 WhatsApps a day. I had to block her. Freaky Deaky is right. You never know. David, my man. Hey, Bill. You getting stopped by the police, that kind of blows my mind. And David lives in Morelia. I think he's from Louisville, Kentucky. Correct me on that, David. Lives in Morelia. Yeah, I've been here 20 years. The police have never pulled me over for walking. And then my buddy, he's a white guy. He's from Baltimore. He's 33, the greatest guy in the world. He does counseling all day on the internet. Greatest guy in the world. What? They pull him over, frisk him, throw him against the police car. And then that has happened to Canadians, and they do that and take their money too. That is rare, super rare. Kevin, U.S. users of Verizon also has the same. You get unlimited calls and texts, but no data in Canada and Mexico. These are big changes in phones. These phones are really changing. And thank you so much for the news on that, because the phone companies used to just rake you. Oh, I can't even describe it. Thank you so much, Kevin. Robert, longtime watcher, first-time contributor. I've been in Puerto Penasco, Mexico for the last year. I'm also scouting out Guadalajara as my home forever. Guadalajara, Robert, I'll just say it, and I know I have many subscribers living in Guadalajara, but I really compare Guadalajara to Los Angeles. It's just so big and so spread out. But Morelia is big. It's spread out. And, all I do, I get on the internet, I make videos, I go places, I make trips. I'm a very simple individual. Oh, also the air quality in Guadalajara. You move to Guadalajara, if you live in Guadalajara, get on the bus, get on the bus and go from Guadalajara to Chapala. Not Ajijic. Ajijic is only 10 miles away from Chapala. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to drive for about an hour, and then you're getting close to Chapala, Ajijic, when you start zigzagging up this big mountain. As soon as you start to zigzag up this big mountain, whatever you're in, a bus, a car, a taxi, whatever, they're going to be driving slower. And all of a sudden you're on top of the mountain, and you can look down and see Lake Chapala. And as soon as you get about 20 to 30 feet, starting to go down to Chapala, Ajijic, the air quality changes dramatically. All of a sudden, the air is super clean. And if you spend time in Chapala, Ajijic, and go to Guadalajara, you'll find that your eyes start burning. There's so much traffic there and all of that, whatever. That's all I have to say. Should I tell you how I really think? I'll tell you how I really think in later episodes. Ms. P, thank you so much, darling, for contributing to the channel. Thank you so very much for your verbal appreciation as well as your financial appreciation. Thank you so much. And Axel Foley, always look forward to being part of your show. You're doing a great service. Keep up the good work. And thank you everybody so much. I talked to a woman last night. A couple of people called me this week. Yeah. I tell you, if you can email me and say, "Hey, Bill, I'd like to talk to you on the phone. Can we set a time?" I appreciate that more. But you know, you can call me. And so this lady called me last night. Her name's Daisy, and we talked for an hour. And she was a delightful woman. Oh, she lives in Maryland, near DC, one of those cities that's like 20, 30 minutes from DC. We had a delightful conversation. She's thinking about moving to Mazatlan, and we talked about the pluses and the minuses of that and other possible landing spots. But she said, "Oh, thanks for making these videos because, you know, I wanted to know this, I wanted to know that, and as Virginia just popped in. She said she's in Long Island. She's a social worker. So I have a master's degree in social work. So I get to, it's so much fun helping people. And I'm so glad that I've been here for 20 years. And for those of you that ask, well, have you been here? And have you been there? And have you been here? And I say, no, I haven't been there. I want to go. I haven't been there. So I can't wait to get to Morelia, and I can't wait to get more subscribers. And when I get to more subscribers, then I get more money going into the channel. And with more money going into the channel, then I can travel more. I'm getting to the point now where my finances are loosening up, so the money that comes into the channel can go towards travel. And once I move to Morelia, then I'll be paying like $300 less in rent. Well, $300 a month, that's round trip airfare to almost anywhere in Mexico. That's what I'm gonna be saving. So increase subscribers, increases revenue, that increases travel, then I can answer more questions and be a better Mexico immigration social worker. How you like all of that? Thank you very much, Axel Foley. Who's this? Matt. I've heard of walkers being stopped by police. Oh, no way. In Ajijic lately as well. In these instances, there was no shakedown and no reason for stopping them. That is so strange, Matt. And Matt's been popping in here for a while. And I remember it, Matt, you know, and others, you know, that girl, or Brian Maiden, I think it was like a year ago, when people were saying, oh, yeah, we went into Mexico City and we're walking around and the police stopped us and they wanted identification. And that was happening like a year ago. And if you didn't have identification, they were taking you to these centers and you might have to stay there for 6 months until you could show your visa or your passport or something like that. And it happened a lot. Then it just died out. Whatever. That's very strange. Okay, I'll check it out. Sounds like she was a flaky one. Yes, that girl. I think that was the story. David. Hey, Bill. If anyone is coming to Mexico, bring some iPhone 15s down, and you can make some pretty good money. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a tip. Bring down, go buy 10, 15, 20. If you got the money, go buy 100 iPhone 15s and bring them down here to Mexico and sell them. And then you'd be a millionaire. Robert, I'm also a New Yorker and look for a larger city. We visited GDL and Chapala Ajijic, just looking for the right property type. Okay, so you've been around. Chapala Ajijic was a little too many Canadians and Americans and I for me. But if you don't speak Spanish, that's a good thing. But my Spanish is good. I can live anywhere in Mexico. I can go anywhere in Mexico. But I'm not going to be isolated. So it's good that you checked out. But I tell you what, I have fallen in love with, and Robert, you say you've been a long time watcher. So you've heard me say many times, you've heard me say thousands of times that, oh, I fell in love with this place. I could live here. I could live there. Thank you, Robert. That girl, Bill. If you have some time, do a little investigating into the topic of foreigners being checked randomly. It's a topic that was discussed a while back. Yes, exactly. That happened it was like a year ago. That girl, they were stopping Americans, Canadians randomly for no reason whatever. Thank you, Robert. Rebroadcast. Oh, okay. Yep. Miss Sam. Maybe these rogue police officers are giving Americans a dose of their own medicine. Ooh, since racist America continues to harassism. Ooh, that's kind of deep. If I talk about that, people are going to unsubscribe. Hey, that's a whole nother story. And also, I haven't said anything political. I'm being real. First of all, if you're watching, if you're watching the rebroadcast and you want to donate to the channel, there's a donate link. And if you click the donate link, you can donate with PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. If you're new or a long-time watcher and you don't subscribe, click the subscribe button. Why not? But there's something else that I wanted to say that didn't have anything to do with that or that. But whatever. Also, I do have a couple of video clips that I did want to share with you. And it's this building right here. This building is right across the street. It's brand new. These are condos. I think they cost like $120,000. Brand new. They've been working on this condo for about 9 months. 9 months. Look at it. They're almost done. You can zoom in. You can see the kitchens. It looks like a Barbie doll house. 9 months. 9 months. And when they started this building, see that lot in the center? That's what it looked like. It looked like that lot in the center of the picture. There was nothing there. They've been working on that for 9 months. Okay, so here's my point. For 9 months, they come over there with their boom boxes. They plug their boom box in. And when they start with their boom box and it's an empty lot, then it's like you can hear their music for 2 blocks away. Everybody can hear their music all day. They started playing. Now the good thing about now is they started playing their music today at 7:23. Before, I was wondering if I would be able to broadcast this morning. They start blowing at 7:23 on Saturday morning. They got their boom boxes blasting that music, and that lasted for 9 months. 9 months, and I will be, and now they've got the windows in. So now if they play their boom box, you can't hear it because it's just one guy working from here, working from there. But I tell you what, man, you take one construction site and it can ruin the peace and quiet of an entire community. Yes, and that's a big challenge. That happened to me here in Puerto Vallarta. I really never ran into that. They had bars, really loud bars, but I didn't have construction all day music from 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. In Chapala, it was a big problem. 6 days a week, 8 in the morning. It was terrible. It was really terrible. So if you're moving to Mexico, finding an apartment, walk around the block, see if there's any construction going up. Also look for empty lots near where you will be living or building. Whatever. So let me go back to comments over here, see what's going on. Okay. All right, you guys. I want to thank everyone for showing up this morning. Okay, so tomorrow I'm putting up a video. It's complete. It's in the can. It's ready to go. And if you're looking for romance, if you're looking for that special wife, that special husband, that special fiance, that special boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm putting a video up tomorrow morning about how not to be lonely when you're living abroad, how you can effectively meet quality lovers and make quality new friends. That video goes up tomorrow. Also, I made 2 videos with this wonderful lady that lives in Ajijic. Her name is Meredith Ann Murray, and she does tours. She's 70 years old. I only know this because they had a big birthday party for her in Ajijic. Tons of people know her in Ajijic. I would say she's a spiritualist. If you don't say anything about spiritualism, she won't say anything about spiritualism. But I pay her to provide her service to me. She's in Ajijic. I'm in Mazatlan. She visits me spiritually once every 2 months for an hour, and she cleans my chakras out. She looks at them, sees that they're spinning the right way. If they're not spinning the right way, she checks. She can correct their direction. She's a freak, but I believe her. Okay, I guess I'm the freak. So she does tours. She does lakeside tours. She does Ajijic, Chapala, Jocotepec. She'll take you wherever you want to go. She has a van, but she does this other really freaky tour, and it is a vortex tour. There's a city. I've done the interview. I interviewed her Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday afternoon. And she takes you to a little town. It's about 30 minutes from Ajijic. And they have these really strong vortexes, that spiritual energy. And I'm going to put that video up Tuesday, and she talks about some freaky stuff. If you met her on the street in Ajijic, she wouldn't bring this up. Even if you take her tour, through Ajijic, Chapala, it's an all-day tour. She'll show you everything, where are the markets, where are the parks, where you want to live. She'll tell you the history of Ajijic, all of that. She won't bring up any religion, no spirituality, but she's a spiritualist, and it's a 16-minute interview, and she takes a tour to this little spiritual town, and all of her contact information will be in the video. It's her information to me is fascinating. Okay, now let's see what else is going on. Okay. So people looks like people are ready to go. Thanks for Katrina the Maker. Thank you. Wait a minute. Let's go back to Miss Sam. I didn't finish my statement. Yes, America harasses Mexicans all the time, since they believe that all Latinos are Mexican. They even threw these people in cages without documentation. Yes, and hey, tell you what, yeah, man, Brown in the United States is not a good thing. And yeah, Miss Sam, I totally agree. Thank you, Katrina, for joining us. Hope to see you next week, and thank you for contributing to the channel. Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden, thank you as always for joining us. I'm sure you clicked the like button, and thank you for contributing financially to the channel. Another great show to everyone in the house. Everyone, peace to all, and that's what it's all about. And even that girl is checking out. Thank you all so much for joining us. So we got a meeting people video coming out tomorrow. We got Meredith Ann Murray spiritual video coming out Tuesday. I'm going to do a video about the police thing, and we still have some segments coming up with what did Terry, oh boy, we got more segments of an interview that I did with Terry Don Marshall. Those are all teed up and on the way. So there you go. Feliz Sábado to all my amigos. Ms. Sam, for you people that speak Spanish, Feliz Sábado, that means happy Saturday to all my friends. Adios, amigo, adios. That means goodbye. I prefer to stay away from spiritualists. If they don't like or envy you, they can do some work against you. I do. That's funny. I know PPL in Mexico, and I wouldn't want to be their worst enemy. Yeah, okay, whatever. Rudy, have a great day, Rudy. See you soon. Get well. Adios. And now people are leaving, and I think I'm going to get my laundry bag together. Let me click this. Let me go down here. And okay, you guys. So thank you, everyone, for joining us again. I hope you're enjoying daylight savings time. I'm here bright and early for you again. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Go drink some green beer, wear some green clothes. And on Monday here in here in Mexico, it's a national holiday. It is the holiday for Benito Juarez, the 26th president of Mexico. And he was the first president of Mexico who was a person of indigenous descent, and he was president from 1858 to 1872. And if you live in Mexico and you're an expat or you're moving to Mexico, one thing you really want to do is you want to go to Google and look up National Mexico Holidays. Do that. Do yourself a favor, because, you'll get up, you're all ready to go. You're ready to go to the bank. You want to go to the library. You want to go to the telephone company, and you get to any of those places and they're all closed. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. Well, it's a national holiday. So check out Mexico's national holidays and check that regularly so you don't get the big surprise and you want to go to the bank and get some money. You can't get none. Okay? Yeah. Okay. What else do I want to say? Well, that's all I got to say. So I'm Bill the Geek. And for what it's worth, next week I'm thinking about going for 3 hours. And I don't know how to advertise that, but I want to make it so that people can come later, people that come with questions, and I can address their questions. cheeseburger with fries. Always great to see you here in the house. I'm making breakfast in the kitchen. Had to get on my iPhone to continue watching this dynamic broadcast. Thank you so much, Kevin. Bill, I missed the name of the Spears tour guide in Chapala. Can you say her name again? Yes, her name is Meredith Ann Murray. Meredith Ann Murray. And tell you what, just for the heck of it, I know she has a website. I'm going to put this up. I'll put this up. Meredith Ann Murray. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. If you type in Meredith, and that's Meredith Ann Murray in Google, her Facebook, her webpage comes up #1 in Google. Yeah, but that's Meredith Ann Murray, and she's well known in the Ahiheek area. TY, sir, right on. Thank you, sir. Look who's in the house. Very made it. 8 a.m. comes early on Saturday. I know that. Great to see you here, Hat, but we're getting ready to get on out of here. So anyway, let's turn that off. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to click this button. All right. So thank you all very much for joining us today. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. Adios, hasta luego, que te vaya bien. Click that subscribe button, and we'll see you next Saturday. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Thank you for clicking the like button. Thanks for sharing information. Thanks for sharing your financial appreciation with the channel. And we'll see you next week or in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday.